You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show with the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. We don't have any new callers, but we have a lot of callers, so why don't we go ahead and get right to it. Drew from Green Bay, what's up?
Hey Ryan, it's Drew from Green Bay. Game just ended, and it was a big win by multiple scores. It's tough to find something negative in this game. One thing that I really felt like it was a shift in this game was when the running game wouldn't work, and we were passing a lot, but I kind of felt like passing constantly was going to catch up to us. And they decided to put Emmanuel Wilson in, and he started getting some yards. And instead of looking at Wilson as a backup, although he is, view him as a change pace guy or a stylistic change. And he's, his more physical north-south, get to the hole as quick as you can style. That and where Jacobs is a little more patient, that was working, and then that was sucking everybody inside. Then he was able to bounce a couple to the outside, and he was able to, run through a couple of the DBs on the outside, and it just felt like that opened up a lot, and it helped us so we could have somewhat of a running game. I mean, Wilson had 61 yards on 11 carries, and Jacobs had 33 yards on 13 carries. And sometimes it's just a matter of, getting enough out of the running game. That's what I felt like we did. We got enough out of it. It wasn't dominant, but that's okay. And, obviously Kraft was a big deal, but Watson, that big catch, and I felt like he kind of opened up things too. We were able to stretch the field a little more, and he had a couple of good blocks too down the field. Like a lot of those touchdowns were getting good blocks. The other thing is, with everybody that's been criticizing LaFleur for play calling, today I thought he was on his game. Every important down, we had guys wide open on the fourth downs, on the 2-point conversions, on the touchdowns. The guys got open, but they were wide open, so that tells me that there's some schematic things there that whatever LaFleur was doing. Anyways, I thought Nixon was I was at the bar, so I couldn't completely see that well. I thought Nixon was getting picked on by the refs a little bit. Those are some ticky-tack calls, but I don't know. Did you think they were legit calls? Maybe they were, and it's harder to see at the bar sometimes with the exact detail. But anyways, have a good day. Bye.
The only ticky-tack I kind of remember, we're getting quite a ways past it at this point, so I'm struggling to remember. But the Valentine call, even though it's probably the right call, it is one that I feel like you can let go if we're going to look at it from a standpoint of did he actually, he didn't turn him, he didn't pull him, he didn't really impede his ability to catch. He kind of was just flailing his arms around a lot around the guy. So that one could have been let go. Other than that, I don't remember. As far as the run game, that's almost exactly my takeaway from the situation. And we saw that early in the season, too, especially when the run game or the run blocking was even worse. I think patience really is working against you when you have an offensive line that's just not blocking. And Emmanuel Wilson does just seem to grab the ball and go, kind of like Aaron Jones was always kind of that way. He's just going to go. And there's no real thinking. There's no methodology. Not saying he was bad at it because he was great at it. But I just think there are going to be times when that's the move. And when that's the move, we have to be willing to just hand it over to Emmanuel and say, go get him.
Hey, Ryan, Beer Cheese Benny, calling back. Still trying to be quiet. But how awesome is it to have Christian Watson back? I mean, my goodness, man. I mean, and I thought they were going to really limit him, but like I saw him out on the field a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that one pass that Love made, like where he kind of looked like he threw it up, but he definitely just didn't just throw it up. I mean, that to Watson, like that was awesome, dude. And for as much grief we give Love for like making those little like off balance throws, like he's really freaking good at it, dude. Like he really is. And Love absolutely balled out tonight, man. I mean, it was just incredible, man. I mean, he basically enters the MVP conversation because of this.
Yeah.
Although Jonathan Taylor is not going to make that easy.
That's true.
I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I still don't understand how Golden, towards the end of the game there, had a wide open, basically walk-in touchdown, and he just missed him. I don't know if Love just doesn't trust him yet, or like if he's just not seeing it. I don't know. But I want to get Golden going, man.
Well, a couple things. First of all, I mean, I do too, but also, as we sit here and talk about, dude, Tucker was awesome and Christian was awesome and all that kind of stuff, and they were. If we're talking about Golden, we also have to ask the question, okay, who are we taking the snaps away from? Should we have less Tucker? Should we have less Christian? Maybe less Romeo. Again, no offense to Romeo, but I think that's where the ball is being forced maybe a little bit too much. But, I think the offense is working quite well. And if it's a big Tucker day, I can understand if the offense wasn't really working and Golden's running around wide open, the frustration. Or, the day, I don't remember even if it was this game or the Cardinals game or what. But when we're force-feeding Dobbs and it's not working, that's when you can get annoyed. But I think when the offense is explosive and everything's working and it doesn't happen to be Matthew Golden, I'm not going to sit here and worry about it all that much. It is what it is. I do think that a big part of it is Love not going that way, whether it's a trust thing or Golden maybe not doing what he needs to do or whatever the case may be. But assuming he is as open as everybody seems to be claiming he is all the time and whatnot, plus every time we do go his direction, he's not making mistakes, he's making the catch and all that kind of stuff. I just think it's going to be one of those natural things where Love is going to start trusting. Again, that's been my contention since day one. It's certainly going slower than I anticipated, but I have no real reason to believe that that's going to change. He may never get the volume that I thought he would, depending on what happens with our wide receiver room. I don't really know what the future is going to look like, especially with all the injuries and nonsense, but I think in my perfect world, and again, I hate to keep picking on Dobbs here, but it's Watson, it's Golden, and it's Reed is my premier lineup. And of course, I'd love to keep Romeo in that mix if possible, but that's probably a little bit unlikely considering, if he's your number 4, I doubt we're going to pay him what he's going to want for that kind of a role. But again, it doesn't matter. I don't know how it's all going to shake out, but I'm just not super worried about it. My only honest concern now is Golden getting frustrated. That's really the only thing I'm worried about. Not that that's really going to matter. I mean, he's not going anywhere. He's not going to get traded. And, once the numbers get pumped up, he'll be fine. I just don't want that to happen. I don't want there to start to be some bad blood or frustration or anything like that.
Imagine having Golden and Watson like going downfield constantly, and like the defense is just scared. They're like, "Oh my gosh, who do we cover? What do we do?" The safeties are like, "What do we do?" It would be amazing. But I'll be honest, dude. Like, LaFleur called a great game today, man. He was aggressive. And, I mean, I just thought it was great. Everything was good, man. And, defensively, I can't really complain. Other than Nixon really pissed me off early on. And then, again, at one point I was like, are we seriously going to lose by field goals? Like, come on, like, that's how the offense made me feel. I'm like, we're going to lose by field goals. Like, this is unbelievable. Like, defense is doing everything they can. But it didn't come down to that, so that's good. And I don't know what's going on with McManus. But, you got to, like, you kind of got to give him the grace on the 57-yarder, right? Because it's like he's just coming back and the wind's blowing, and they honestly probably should have punted it, but the other one, he should have made that, man. I was screaming, I'm like, get that freaking Haversick back in, get him back in. But, it's all right, it's okay. Let's not go there. Let's not be that crazy, but, yeah, dude. We are on top of the NFC North and the NFC, and I'm pretty sure we're the best team in the league, so suck it, everybody.
Well said. Well said. Suck it, everyone.
Well, I hope this one finally makes all those detractors and crybabies and we're not good enough, we haven't played well enough people happy. I know, the kicker thing. I kind of wondered about it when we got the replacement guy in and he did what he did. And I was like, man, I hope McManus doesn't come back and do what he came back and did. But outside of that, heck, special teams even looked pretty good. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of big run backs, but they were solid run backs. I know, the 1 month, but we got it back. And our coverage looked really good. So for what we have been doing on special teams, that's okay, except for the kicker thing again, the kicker thing. But all in all, man, I think it was good. I'm not gonna get all downer about that first half because again, if McManus makes those 2 kicks, it doesn't seem so bad. You'd be perfectly content with having 13 points. There's 16 coming into the halftime. But all in all, man, I'm really pleased. I'm hoping we continue this on, and I don't want to hear any more crying. I hope you don't have to listen to any more crying, Ryan, because there's no reason for it now. It should all just be celebrating the upcoming Victory Monday. Victory Monday, Victory Monday. All right, man, I'm gonna get off here. Call myself a night, or at least start winding down for the night. Go Pack, go.
Yeah, and I mean, looking forward, I mean, we need the Packers to not crap the bed, put together a good enough performance. As far as the negative detractors, the hardcore negative fans, there's nothing that will please them but a Super Bowl. I mean, that's what I've established, and I hope that when we win a Super Bowl, I spend the entire offseason making sure they realize that they don't deserve it and making them miserable for having been the way that they are. But we got to win a Super Bowl first. But yeah, I mean, everything's looking good. Everything's great and in order, and we seem to be getting right in all the right places at all the right times. Health, I think, is probably the biggest thing right now. We have to get healthy and, more importantly, stay healthy. But no, I'm feeling good. I think Watson completely transforms the offense into what we need it to be. He has to stay on the field as a backup plan. Golden's got to kind of get up to speed on whatever it is we need him to do, and no, I'm feeling great. Home game. If it was away, I might feel a little bit nervous about something, but it's home game. We got the throwbacks. Like, it just feels like a nice, easy. Let's just keep it going. I'm not asking for a 40-point win. Like, a solid, I don't know, 9-point win or something. Even 7. I'll take 7. Give me 7.
Hey, Ryan. A.A. Ron from Eau Claire. It's the night of the Steelers game where the Packers won, and I just want to declare that win was good enough. I don't care who you are and what your standard is. That win was good enough. It was against a 4-2 team. It was against your former Hall of Fame quarterback, a good coaching staff, a team with, good players. And you won very convincingly. So I don't know what more there is. I think this team has proven itself against high-level competition. They beat the Detroit Lions convincingly. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers convincingly. They beat the Cardinals with a comeback win. They've done a lot, and they've proven a lot, and I think this team can go all the way. So I'm excited. What a great game, and what a thrilling season it's been so far. So, yeah, there you go.
And to be clear, that was the complaint last year, right? Well, they're not beating all the really good teams. They're not beating all the good teams. Who have they lost to? One loss, it was to Cleveland. But they did play good teams. How did those go? Oh, but now it's not good enough because what? Because of the one Cleveland game, because of whatever. They're doing what they need to do. Well, they're not winning by enough. You just need to shut up is what you need to do. You just need to shut your mouth, and then everything will be fine. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We got Zach in Buffalo.
Hey, man, very rarely do I call 3 times in a day, but I love how everybody was sleeping on Green Bay and not talking about our wide receiver room, about how we're missing our number 1 and number 2 with Reed and Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Oh, you don't have number 1s, blah, 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 blah. Nobody talks about the fact that we were missing Watson and Reed.
Right?
Now, just picture this, right? Just picture this. You're going to have Reed, Dobbs, Watson, Golden, Kraft.
Ridiculous.
All on the same field, all at the same time. I don't know how you stop that. I don't know how you dispense the ball properly amongst all of them. And I don't care. The league better eat their damn Wheaties, and they better rest up. Because when we get Jay Reed back, and we got Watson, who already looks to be back in the mix like he's supposed to be, Golden is just a time bomb, just waiting to blow up, man. That dude should have got his touchdown tonight. Jordan missed him in that. That would have just been on that underneath route there. That would have been all him, man, all day. And just wait. The league better be on notice, man. Yeah, I hope they actually keep sleeping. But man, they better eat their damn Wheaties, or we're gonna come and punch them in the damn mouth at the end of the year. Go, Pat, go. Good win.
No, it's a great point, too, because as we sit here and kind of hem and haw about Golden not getting his, we're kind of missing what's going on. We're missing that sort of, sleeping giant thing. It's like, have you seen the Tucker Kraft emergence? Have you seen what happens when Reed is on the field? Have you seen what happens when Watson is on the field? And all the while, I'm not saying don't worry about Golden, we don't need him. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying as he is coming into his own, as he is developing and learning and growing, and they're learning how to use him, and they're developing comfort with the quarterback, and all these different things. As these things are happening, look at what's going on around that situation. And you're exactly right about it being a ticking time bomb. That's what it is. It's just a matter of time. And that's an additional time bomb that is right next to the Christian Watson time bomb, the Jaden Reed time bomb, the Jordan Love time bomb, the Tucker Kraft time bomb. I mean, these things are improving. Tucker Kraft breakout game. At the same time, Jordan Love put himself on the map for the MVP conversation. At the same time, Watson came back and showed everybody why he is so valuable. So yeah, I understand that it would be cool if Golden was getting 1,000 yards or whatever. But let's not miss the forest for the trees here. Let's not miss the very big and important thing that's happening all around. And also, let's not miss the part where the offensive line is getting healthy and starting to block better. The offensive line is keeping Jordan clean for the first time basically all year. So, yes, this is not, if you are an opponent of the Green Bay Packers, if you're a Lions fan, if you're a Bears-Vikings fan, if you're an Eagles fan, Buccaneers fan, Chiefs fan, whatever, this is not what you want to see. This is not the kind of news or the kind of game that you wanted to watch when you're watching that Steelers game. That is not ideal.
Hey, Ryan, see you again. Just sat down to watch the highlights because, game like this, you got to watch the highlights.
Sure.
But I was just thinking because I was talking to my friends during the late part of the game, and I just want to know if anybody else noticed it. that was vintage Aaron Rodgers on the sidelines and attitude and action on the field. You know, we watched him, you know, starts falling behind. He starts getting that panicky thing going on in the pocket, starts taking sacks. On the sidelines, he just sits and looks all frumpy and dejected. I was watching the game going, you know what? This is him. Pittsburgh can't win because that guy never won for us when he looked like that. So I just want to know if anybody else saw it. I'm just kind of curious. But yeah, let's move on with ourselves though, because we are out back home and we are getting ready to play the Panthers. Let's get another big win.
It's Halloween today, by the way, so I'm hoping that's not people trick-or-treating at my front door. Now I'm all distracted. Oh, yeah, so if you listen to the podcast after the game, I know you called before that, but you'll notice that there was a lot of commentary on that exact point. And even going into the game, I had kind of said that you need to get him flustered. Rodgers is not... I think that was one of the differences between Favre and Rodgers. Rodgers did not handle that very well. Not saying he wasn't great under pressure or anything. I think he was pretty good under pressure. What do we need here, folks? What is the problem? Anyways, that was a difference between Rodgers and Favre. Favre, when you got him mad, he was going to kill you. Rodgers, when you got him mad, that was a sign that it probably wasn't going to be a good day for us. Unless you did the belt celebration and got him that kind of mad, and then you were screwed. With the exception of Rashawn Gary, who just did it in his face in this past game, and it turned out fine.
Hey, Ryan, it's Jersey Mike. So I'm driving back to my house after taking my dad to the Pittsburgh airport after the game.
All right.
It was a nice ride home. I'll say this. I went in anticipating that Pittsburgh fans were going to be garbagey.
Sure.
Pleasantly surprised. I'm actually very, very impressed with the quality of the stadium, number one, and the people. They were kind of nice, except for one old 75-year-old guy that was next to my 80-year-old father, who was actually annoying my father because all he was doing was complaining the whole game about all of the Packers fans and us screaming, "Go Pack, go!" the whole game. Let's talk about the actual game. Defense. Keyshawn Nixon, get the hell off the field. He made a play or two, but he also, made a play or two for the Steelers, so, there's that. Quay Walker, have yourself a day. Edrin Cooper, good coverage. Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, way to kill Aaron Rodgers. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe he'll go take some ayahuasca and figure out what happened there. He'll visualize it. Offense, I don't know what's going on with Josh Jacobs. I don't know what's going on with our running, but I don't like it. Christian Watson, welcome back. Tucker Kraft, have yourself a day. But I'm going to say that's from Christian Watson coming back. Holy God, if he wasn't open all the damn time, except on a few routes. But, geez. I also called that Savion Williams touchdown. I saw him go out on the field, and then I saw him motioning, and I literally looked at the Steelers fan next to me, and I said, "Geeky Savion Williams touchdown right here." And, yeah, he did it. But screw you, Savion Williams, because every single week up until this week, I have been betting that you're going to come up with a touchdown because the betting odds were ridiculous, and this week I didn't bet, and you somehow score a touchdown? Why, bro? Why? Why you got to do this to me? Anyway, Matt LaFleur, thank you for pulling your head out of your butt the second half. That was a nice turnaround. We're glad to see it. I don't know if there's anything I'm missing, but yeah, good game. Go Pack, go. I'm going to go hurt myself at work tomorrow because I'm probably too tired. Good night.
Well, I appreciate the shout-out for Matt LaFleur. If he's going to get blamed every time the offense doesn't look good, then he should get all the credit every time the offense does look good. I feel like it's only fair. You know what I mean?
Ryan, what's up, man? Kyle from Madison.
What's up?
Holy crap. I don't know how many people had the blowout on their bingo card for the Steelers-Packers game. I certainly did not. What a game. What a game, and what a I don't know, it just shows how, and not that I need to tell anybody this, but the butterfly effect thing, just a couple things go here, this way or that way, kind of gets you rolling.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that can, kickstart a game. Kind of felt like in the second half, Packers just need a couple things go their way, and then, man, they were on fire. I mean, what can you say about what Jordan Love and Tucker Kraft were doing in that game? Absolutely insane. A lot of crying out there about Kraft not getting called for OPI, whatever. I don't know. I watched the play again. A defender does not even attempt to locate the ball. I don't know how he can be committing. I don't feel bad at all about that. Yeah, that offsides was ridiculous. I've been hearing a lot of crying about that. Totally legitimate. Although those same people crying don't seem to remember was it a few plays earlier
Right,
or
exactly.
a series earlier when they literally put an offensive lineman basically in motion on their line and get away with it. I don't know. There were some bad calls. Some of them benefited the Packers, but I'm also not hearing some of those same fans crying about how stupid DK Metcalf is because, man, that penalty that he needlessly drew brought them from 3rd and 3 to whatever, 3rd and 18. That's just as big of a play as any of those other penalties. So, whatever. Amazing to see Christian Watson not just be a token member of the roster, but actually be a baller. That's just so much to be happy about. Still think in some ways that the cornerbacks are going to be we'll see how far you can go based on what they can do, but you got to be encouraged by what Valentine put together today. I thought the Steelers, man, that is a team not designed to play from behind because they were cooking a little bit with Warren, I thought, in the first half. And then, man, once we started putting pressure on that scoreboard and we were able to hold them to 3, that is not a team designed to battle back from behind, and especially with our pass rush, good Lord. So I don't even know how to feel about this other than great. And Jordan Love, 20 straight completions, man. Let's go. Victory Monday. Go Pack, go.
Yeah, and it's not just the Steelers. I mean, you don't want to get behind the Packers. I mean, if you want to beat the Packers, you better get an established run game and be able to kind of control the tempo a little bit. Because if you have to drop back and pass all the time, it's just going to be a bad day for you. So Steelers in particular, but I mean, we're going to see that with the Panthers as well. Panthers are going to want to have to lean on that run game. And if they start getting behind and have to get under center and, it's going to be a long, bad, unfortunate day for them as well, without question.
Hey, Ryan, Kyle again. So where do you come in on this? It's always hard to try to understand, for me anyway, a game where things kind of go your way. And the throw to Kraft that really got the things ignited. Obviously Love's trying to get that ball to Kraft. He gets hit as it comes out. The Steeler player doesn't even look around, doesn't try to play the ball, as I was saying. And that goes for, 60 or whatever. And that seems to be the ignition point of the Packers offense. And then later in the game, Love's chucking for Jesus with that play to Watson. And I don't know what the hell the Steelers safety's doing. But, I feel like when you start getting in the groove and you you're going for those plays, things start going right. It is a credit to the quarterback and to just the trust that they have in their teammates more than it is just total luck. I mean, we saw certainly Favre would do that, and Rodgers less so until the Devontae era, where it was all right, when the back shoulder wasn't there, it was well, he's out there somewhere, we'll just wing it. But I don't know, yeah, there's a little bit of luck there, but I don't know that I can just dismiss all of that as just fluky, throw it up and spray and pray kind of thing. So I've been hearing a lot of that also. I just want to get your thoughts on that. I mean, it was an absolutely historic career performance by Love, and also had a couple of fortunate stupid plays by the defense and heads up plays by his teammates. And I think that's just kind of football at the end of the day. So I don't know how much I'm going to ding his performance for that. But I just want to revisit again, when things are going like not good in that first half, the defense holding, if I remember right, now I've only had the one watch, but didn't we hold them to 3 straight field goals to start? Right?
Pretty sure.
I mean, that's the game right there. Isn't it? I mean, so the offense has certainly got to get.
Well, it's another thing too, is, maybe this is what you're about to say, but I mean, the offense has to deliver. But yeah, if the defense can take that trade-off, I remember the Packers of old were kind of that way. That was more based on the offense than the defense. But if you kick a field goal, you're dead, because we're going to score a touchdown every time we touch the ball. So it's just it's going to be touchdown, 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 touchdown. First one to kick a field goal loses. So yeah, you don't want to start. This is the other thing against the Packers. You don't want to miss out on opportunities. Let's just put it that way.
Got to get its head out of its earlier in these games, but the defense saved the bacon with those 3 stops in that game, like no question. And it seemed like then, I believe Pittsburgh lost one of their O linemen, and it was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, and just the floodgates opened after that. But I didn't really think Rodgers had a particularly bad game. I don't know. The back end of that Steelers defense is really, really trash, and I'm really happy about it. And I'm super pumped that we are 5-1-1. Holy crap! All right.
Yeah, I mean, as far as your initial question, I don't understand really the people treating like it's anything other than a great throw. I saw some Steelers fans saying things like, pass that should have been picked. Well, it's physically impossible for them to pick it because he jumped as high as he could and it went over his fingertips. That's a perfect throw. So it's kind of nonsense. I mean, if Mahomes does it, nobody's going to say, well, that was lucky. Right? It's just that's proof and evidence of how elite of an arm he has. And I think Jordan's had enough of those. Like, if that's the first time he's ever done that in the years that he's been playing, then it's like, okay, maybe that was just kind of a fluky throw. It's not. He's made a lot of great throws, a lot of tight window throws, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think, if he does something wrong, he gets the blame for making a boneheaded decision, and rightfully so. When he makes an absolutely perfect 10 out of 10, once a year type of throw, I'm not going to sit back here and start, hemming and hawing about, well, I don't know how much of that was luck compared to skill. Screw that. That was a perfect throw. That's it. That's all I know about that throw. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We got one more Kyle from Madison and some beer cheese Benny.
Hey, one final aside here. I am just so upset at the visual arts crime that my eyes had to be forced to endure last night with these uniforms, in particular the Pittsburgh uniform. What in the hell are we doing? Those have got to be some of the absolute worst uniforms I've ever seen in any sport at any level,
it's not great,
anywhere in the world,
not great,
at any time in my life. It's like they just gave up. Like, yeah, that's good enough. Good enough. We'll tape some masking tape, some cardboard. We'll spray paint some black over it. We'll call it a day. And I'm not a huge fan of these stupid whiteouts either. Maybe I need to be.
I like the
whiteouts. I think we're 2-0 this year in them. But for a game like that is going to be forever canon in both these franchises, now we got to look back at this moment with these just trash jerseys, in my opinion. I mean, the whiteouts are fine, but every team has them. They're not special. They're just, let's make the uniforms white with this logo in black. You're like, okay, great. We have killer throwbacks this year. with the amazing fake leather helmet, and we're only wearing them, I think, next week is the only game this year. Like, why don't we trot that out a couple more times this year? Or even better, just everybody play in their classic uniforms. I mean, these are just like two of the more iconic uniforms in the whole history of the NFL, the Steelers and the Packers. And instead we had to watch men in yellow and black safety vests or something. I don't even know, playing against people in like long underwear. It's just so weird. Like, just, I don't know. That was like very offensive to me the entire evening. So I just needed to vent a little bit. Maybe I'm on an island there. Hey, if y'all love those Steelers throwbacks, I guess that's your hill to die on, and more power to you. But I don't know. I was upset about that because that's just such a classic moment that we're gonna always remember, and it's gonna be hard to even see still shots of that 10 years from now, without wincing in pain. So anyway, talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just pretty much unmoved in general by this whole discussion. I mean, some people super love it, and then for a lot of people, it's a super big deal. Like, how horrible that this is going to be between. I don't even notice it, to be honest. I don't care. I do like the whiteout. I think it looks pretty good. I think if you're going to do it, it should probably be in winter, when it's really cold, because it's a whole like winter thing. It's kind of weird to be like, here's our winter whiteout uniforms when it's still kind of warm out. I don't fully understand that, but whatever. We are doing this a little, like you mentioned, it's, why not just wear your normal uniform? We are doing this a lot. It's becoming a thing seemingly to the point where, wearing a normal uniform is kind of like a unique thing. Like, oh man, we're wearing the originals. It's going to be pretty wild. We do pretty well those 3 games a year we play. You wear the originals. I don't know. It's a very weird thing. I don't care that much. What bothers me the most is how much it bothers everybody. I guess that would be one way to put it. Just because it's like, I don't want to talk about the uniforms 500 times. I'm fine with it. It's sort of like the maybe make one comment about that's not great, but I also understand that the throwbacks, like the uniforms did suck, So you'd have to really do some interpretive stuff, especially with all the modern, making it modern while being throwback, because you can't actually wear those uniforms. So, like, if you took the modern material and just kind of, like, drew the stuff, that's kind of what they would look like. So, it's stupid, but it's kind of accurate, I guess, because that's what it was. It was stupid. So, I mean, for me, I'll look at it and go, like, oh, dude, that sucks. Those are terrible. Like, I remember the Steelers have had some bangers as far as just terrible uniforms. The other throwback, the Bumblebee uniform, I think it's almost identical to this, but I think it was more stripy. But it's just, I mean, in my mind, it's one of those, like, one time I'll be like, that sucks, and then I move on. But I don't know, it becomes such a big conversation about how horrible and terrible and disastrous it is. I don't know, dude. I didn't think that much about it. I don't know. It's almost like if Madden grades were released, like, every week. Every week we got to talk about somebody's uniform and how it's the worst thing that's ever happened. And it's like, I don't want to talk about uniforms every week. I don't want to do this. Like, I like the idea. I think it's kind of cool. But if this is what it's going to be, like you guys unveiling something and then everybody whining about it 24/7, then I just don't want to do it anymore. Like, let's just wear our normal uniforms and be done with it. You get your home and away uniform, and that's it. Because I don't want to do this.
Good morning!
Wow.
Packernet! Podcast! Richie's been here. Victory Monday. Happy Victory Monday, everybody. Man.
Crack is hitting.
It is just awesome to win, dude. And I tell you what.
Tell me.
I don't know how anybody can hate on Jordan Love anymore, man. I don't know how it's even possible to hate.
Simple. Next week, he'll make a boneheaded mistake that is an interception, and everyone will say he's overrated and overpaid and terrible. That's what will happen. And then he'll have another good game, and people will say he's the greatest, and how could you criticize him? And then he'll make another mistake, and everyone will... This is just how it works. Everybody has the memory of a goldfish. That's just the reality.
Like, now you were just holding on to that hate so hard. Because... that dude just freaking, I don't know, dude. I don't know what was going on, man. Can he play in front of Rodgers every week? My goodness. It's like he's just like, yeah, dude, I'm just going to get the ball up, bro. Because his passes were incredible. Like, I'm being serious, dude. And, of course, he had freaking, like, 3 drops or whatever. Like, he could have had way more yards or completions or whatever. Whatever, man.
Whatever, bro.
I truthfully hope that they didn't bring Watson back too soon. But having him a part of this offense is unbelievable, man. It is just unreal. And the fact that he was that involved, like, coming off, I mean, you could tell, I guess, LaFleur missed him, man. He was getting open. But let's talk about Rashawn now.
All right, let's move on to Rashawn. Let's do it.
Dude, Rashawn Gary was freaking awesome last night, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way,
yes,
I'm on my way to work. I'm late because what happens is
tell your
stayed up
boss
late
now.
for the game. I live in South Carolina, so it's East Coast. So I have to wake up usually at 5:15, 5:30 at the latest.
Practicing his excuse to his boss.
When during the game, I put my freaking phone on silence because people are silent because people are freaking texting me about the game. Like, don't freaking ruin it.
Yeah.
Or piss me off or whatever. Just keep, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want this crap.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. Didn't buzz. Didn't wake up. Anyways, defense is awesome. Sean Gary was great. I mean, honestly, I think besides Nixon, I think everybody was pretty damn good. And Valentine is our number 1 corner. Valentine's awesome. I don't care, dude. He just plays the game the right way. You know, he's aggressive, which is detrimental sometimes, but he has got to be on that boundary every freaking time.
Yeah, I don't really disagree with that. I mean, I don't like to overreact to stuff and kind of let things play out, but I mean, it's been consistent. I mean, since day one with Valentine. I mean, not saying necessarily every game. Keyshawn's had some good games, but in terms of, overall over any span of time, Valentine has been our guy. So I'm excited about him, and hopefully he didn't get in trouble at work. Beer cheese.
Hey, Ryan, Beer Cheese Benny. Hey, I'm actually calling in
from work?
Because of my last call.
You got fired?
Here's the things about these calls. Like, you always say that when I call in, you're going to say a point, and then I bring something else up, and then
Yeah.
Well, it's because there's only 3 minutes, so, like, I have to
hurry.
Say what I can. You know what I mean?
Squeeze
but anyway,
it all in there.
I talked about how I'm literally driving to work right now late. And, of course, at this time of the morning, every freaking body is out, like, driving. Like, all of a sudden, now we have jobs. Now we have to drive somewhere.
It's because the benefits are running out, so everyone's got to go get a job now. It's tomorrow, by the way. Supposedly, I don't know. I haven't. It seems like it's not actually going to happen, but I guess it is. I don't know. It's very weird. But yeah, everybody's got to get a job now, so that sucks.
But normally at the normal time, if I had freaking woke up to my alarm, which is because my phone's on silent, like I explained before, we wouldn't have this problem. So basically, what I was trying to get at about that is, like, dude, I freaking hate these late games, man. Like,
I agree.
It's cool. Like, Sunday Night Football is always cool. Like,
I mean, it's cool. It's awesome. I love the Sunday Night Football thing. The Sunday night. I mean, it's just, the scenery of it. It's beautiful. But I mean, it can be kind of a pain. Getting up, going to work is a pain. The podcast, it's annoying having to do a podcast after. I hate that I let that impact me, because Sunday Night Football should be like the best. It's super exciting. But it's like, dude, I got to go do the podcast now. Are you kidding me? Noon games, I can watch the game and then do the podcast as I watch other games it's heaven. It's wonderful. But yeah, it can be a little bit annoying, I guess.
Production of it, because it's I don't know, it's just like Sunday Night Football. But yeah, like the whole Sunday Night Football thing, they set it up, man. They set it up. And they were really pushing for Rodgers to like win this game. Like seriously. And that's why going into this, I'm just like, I think this is just written in the stars, you know? Like they're really pushing for it. They really just want Rodgers to win so that he can add himself to that list of short quarterbacks who have beaten every team.
Did their best.
But whatever, you know, it didn't happen.
They gave him the home field. They gave him Sunday night. They gave him the bye week. They did everything they could to give Rodgers and the Steelers that victory, and it didn't work.
Emmanuel Wilson, dude, I mean, what's going on with that, bro? That dude looked awesome. Like, he just looks like so fast, and like he just can get like a lot of yards. And I don't understand why like Jacobs, like, it seems like Jacobs like kind of stutters, and he just kind of like is indecisive, whereas Wilson, he just kind of goes.
Well, Jacobs, I mean, being indecisive is what you call it when it doesn't work. When it does work, it's called patient. He's a patient runner. The problem is you can't be when you don't have run blocking. I mean, the bottom line is there's nothing there. He's trying to find something, and what you don't want to have to tell a premier running back is you're not going to have a hole to run through, so just run forward as fast as you can and get the 2 yards that are sitting there for you. But that's the situation. It's unfortunate, but it is the situation. Now, Jacobs is the guy that we're going to want if and when this offensive line could ever do its job and actually run block a little bit. And we've seen that, like in the second half of games when the run blocking gets better because the defense gets tired. Who's the guy that breaks out every time? It's Josh Jacobs. But in the beginning of games, when he's trying to set the tone and he's trying to, you know, like, oh, I got to find something, he's all amped up and there's just nothing there. He's not the guy. So, you know, you always start with Jacobs. You try to get that thing going. But if it's one of those games where there's just nothing there, you might have to go Emmanuel Wilson and just say, just take it and run, buddy. Just go crazy. We'll save Jacobs for, not that we need to, he's a high-volume back, but we'll save him. Plus, you keep him fresh for the second half. You wear him down with Emmanuel Wilson. They start getting tired. Now you got a fresh Josh Jacobs just finishing out games against a tired defense. That's what I'm talking about, dude.
He gets it. That's the one thing I'll say bad about Josh Jacobs is a lot of the times he does this little stutter thing. It's like, dude, just freaking run. Especially with screen passes and stuff.
Pause the wrong stupid thing. Again, I don't think of it as being bad. It's the same with, you know, being upset about Golden or whatever. It's just relax. Everything's fine. Josh Jacobs isn't doing anything wrong. He's not a bad running back all of a sudden. He's doing, I mean, again, you can go look at his PFF grades. He's I think, the highest graded or one of the highest graded. He's up there. He's top 10 for sure. He's doing everything he possibly can. There's just nothing to do. There's nothing to do. And so you take Josh Jacobs off the field, the defense is not going to be playing the run as much, so there's more optimal situations. And again, the run style, which is not the better of the run styles, but it works for a situation in which your offensive line sucks. But don't worry about it. And don't want him to change. I don't really want him to change. I want the offensive line to change. That would be, you know, my preference in that.
I hate that crap. I get sometimes it works, but it's freaking annoying. I would like to use Emmanuel Wilson more. That dude changed our running game like in the fourth quarter and whatnot. It was incredible. But yeah, let's freaking
go
kick some ass next week against the Panthers.
That's right.
But here's the crappy thing is that that's the Panthers and the Buffalo Bills just blew them out. So now everybody's going to expect a blowout. Like, it's just not going to happen, guys.
That's a good point. Yeah, and that is, I mean, there's always going to be ammunition for the negative fans, and that will be the measuring stick, which, of course, the expectation is that we fall short of that measuring stick. So even if we win by, 15, well, Buffalo's better. So, look, we got to go into it with the same mentality we have with all the other games, and that is we just need a win. Right? Tomorrow is not the play, or tomorrow, well, it is tomorrow for you, isn't it? Sunday, whatever day that is not the playoffs. It's not when we need to be at our best, although I would be happy if we're great, and just great forever. But really, we really need a win so we can stay out in front in the NFC while the other people keep making mistakes and falling behind. And that's really all we need. And stay healthy. Stay healthy. And if there's an area where you can improve, that'd be great. But if not, we'll save it anyways. We'll save it for later in the season. Be fine with that. Let's keep it rolling because we got a billion calls here.
Hey, Ryan, it's Nate. Just calling in now that the game is over and it's the next day because I was not about to call in last night.
Okay.
It was an awesome win, obviously. We put up over 30, which is always great to see. But I think a couple things that we could all agree on is somebody needs to take Keyshawn Nixon out behind Lambeau Field, and you're just going to throw a ball at him. And every time Keyshawn doesn't slap the ball away or catch the ball and intercept it, you're going to beat him with a bamboo stick.
Okay.
And then you're going to take Brandon McManus, and he's going to kick field goals, and every time he misses one, you're going to beat him with a bamboo stick.
Sure, yeah.
And then you're going to take Romeo Dobbs out on the field, and you're going to have him with the jugs machine, and every time he doesn't catch the ball, you're going to beat him with a bamboo stick.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously I'm very unhappy with those three. Romeo at least kind of pulled it back around. He had some plays in there, but good Lord, McManus, you have one job. You were brought in for one reason. Let's not pretend, McManus, you almost didn't have a job. He was one of those guys who had gotten in a little bit of trouble. He wasn't supposed to have a job. We brought him in because our kicking situation was so bad, but bring Haversick back. My God, I mean, I get like maybe Haversick just had a good couple games, but I cannot watch the McManus that was in that last game. That was rough. That was rough, dude. But Tucker Kraft, though, man, on the good side, Tucker Kraft. He has been my favorite player since the day he was drafted, by the way. My old Twitter photo used to be him on a bowl of mac and cheese.
Heck yeah. I remember that, actually.
I think I'm just going to buy his jersey. I think I have to at this
love
point.
it.
But anyway, loved listening to the podcast, the live reaction. You got to have Colin in there more because he clearly is the good luck charm. So
yeah, he is.
We need more of that. Go Pack, go.
Yeah, I think, when somebody's your guy and then they just pop off, it just feels like I'm not a jersey guy, as you know. But that feels right. It's like with Cullen when he got Christian Watson, he's got to have a jersey. When it's golden, he's got to have a jersey. So when you call it out and say, this is my guy for sure, and they come in and they do what Tucker Kraft is now doing for this offense, it's your life. You do what you want to do. But I think you're right. I think that's kind of what what needs to happen. Garrett, what's going on?
I'll wear your jersey to my grave. But tonight, I paint my face black. And when you're laying on your back, looking up at 60,000 fans, you're going to wish you had stayed in Green Bay. That song is epic. So epic, I think I've memorized every line, Ryan. Happy Victory Monday. I'm going to keep this to one call, and I'm going to throw a gauntlet out to everybody. For the month of November, every call you make a donation to Ryan. Let's bump those numbers up. Number 2, it's supposed to rain here.
I'll be honest, I think that's a great plan. There's a toll. You want to call in, it's $1.
Here all week. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sing in the rain, and I'm going to be singing Ryan's AI songs.
Yes.
Go, Pack, go.
So tempted to end on that call because there's a lot to like about that call. Yeah, you'll also notice, so I mentioned this tomorrow. Obviously, I forgot to put the links in the thing, whatever. Moving forward, it should all be set up. I got the freaking robot set up to know what links need to be in there and everything. Bunch of different side projects I've been working on. I basically just dumped them in there. You go check them out. If you find them interesting, then great. Also, plenty of links if you're interested in donating. So that is an option. Because I do occasionally get like, so what am I supposed to do? Now you know. Now you can just check the link in the show notes of this podcast, wherever you're listening, and everything you'll ever need to know about anything will be right there for you. What to do? All right, well, not on an hour yet. Let's go. Bramble, what's up?
Hey, Packy.
What's up?
What a cathartic game.
Yeah.
It's good to see Rodgers. I actually enjoyed seeing him throw that last touchdown. It was a good throw and a good catch. He's frustrating to play against. The yellow jerseys for the Steelers, with Rodgers being their quarterback, when he'd do his cadence, they'd snap the ball and they'd hand it off, and I'd be looking at this player like, I don't recognize this player, because for some reason it put me into Packer mode, just seeing the colors and Rodgers. I never recognized who our running backs were because they were Steelers running backs. All game I was doing that. It was frustrating. Watson's back. How about that?
Feels good.
Sorry, I'm all over the place, but I'm just trying to get this in. Keyshawn Nixon, bro.
Yeah.
You ever see the movie Misery?
Misery.
Maybe
I don't know.
Just, hobble him a little bit. But I remember quite a few years ago, Rodgers was...
Oh, yeah, Misery, for sure.
He was given some long-form interview, and...
What just happened? Hold up. Looked up Misery, and for some reason, everything shut down. Here we go.
About how he figures out corners or what's going to happen for a game, and he goes, sometimes you just find your guy. And I always refer to it as Rodgers has found his B word. And
yep.
My God, Nixon was Rodgers.
He was that guy. Yep.
Word all night long. The guy has a...
You wonder if he decided that before the game. Because he obviously has played there for a long time. He's just like, I know I could shred that dude.
Fundamental lack of playing corner. He doesn't turn and look at the ball on the sideline. He needs to be in the slot. We need to put him in the slot. If Bullard gets hurt, Nixon's our backup slot. That's it. He's done. All right. Dropping frickin' punts all the time. All right. Anyhow. Go Pack, go. Great game. Love to see Watson back. Our offense missed that. All right. Talk to y'all later.
Well, the problem with that is as fans, we just benched, what's his name? So that forced Keyshawn into that spot. If we're going to bench him now, I don't know who we even have left. I'm inclined to say he had one bad day. It is what it is. I mean, he's been he has not been our worst corner this year. Hobbs, that's the guy's name. Hobbs has been bad all year, and we as fans benched him. And so if we're going to bench Keyshawn and give it to Hobbs, I feel like that's a worse idea. All right, here's what we're going to do. We do have a song already. It's Compliments of Nate. I'll make an admission here. I had never heard this song before. I think I've heard of it, but I think it's like a really popular song. It's a more modern song, so obviously I'm not as aware of it. Eminem did a song called Rap God. I listened to it, tried to get the feel of it, the vibe of it. Did a little bit of work with AI. Obviously, it's not going to be the same in every way, but it's got elements, especially lyrically. So I'm happy with it. I think it's a fun song. Here is a Nate original, Yak God. Have a good one. Good night.
Look, I was going to go easy on defenders. But after that last tackle attempt, forget it. You had your chance. I'm beginning to feel like a yak god. All my packers from the front to the back, none. back. Now they say he stiff arms like a robot. Call him Kraft bot. Exploding off the seam like he shot out a slingshot. Everybody want a piece of block now. Never thought a kid from SDS who would pop now. Used to line up tight with the linemen. Now I'm baptized in DB stiff. I'm in like reliable. Time again. Got love in the pocket looking downfield. I'm the city's nightmare. Every year's a highlight reel. Broke the plane, no chain, pure horsepower. Turning short routes into touchdowns. That shit's power. I'm beginning to feel like a yak god. Yak god. All my packers from the front to the back. Not go back. They say he stiff arms like a robot. Call him Kraft bot. Yeah, exploding off the seam like he shot out a slingshot. Let's go. I'm beginning to be yak god. Yak god. All my packers from the front to the back. Not go back. They say he's too strong, but there's bad odds. Bad odds. Why be a king when you can be a yak god? Yak god. Yo, heard they said I'm too big to juke, too country to move. Cool, watch me prove what a farm boy do. I'm dragging linebackers like bad habits, breaking tackles like contracts, no cap, just static. From the flat to the post, it's automatic. Love is me quick, I kinetic, fence static. Head yard stacking like stats on Madden. Getting loose downfield, crowd yelling, he's cracking. You'll be Thor and I'll be Odin. Gotta each day, these chains stay broken. Shoulder charge, bring thunder rolling, defenders fly. You assume that you can tackle along. You crash low, I'm laughing. Roll past, still racking, no stacking up. You have rap, I'm snapping. Bad, yo, stat flat, my rack back, catch flat, turn that break back like wishbone. I'm beginning to feel like a yak god. Yak god. All my packers from the front to the back.